So Samsung got the new SSD coming out. Hey Samsung, you want to send me one? Samsung, it'd be really nice if you could send me an SSD. But they're probably not gonna do it though. Damn. Anyway, but the Samsung 850 Pro SSD is coming out, and it's coming out on the 21st of this month. And I'm pretty excited because it has 10 years of warranty, and that really speaks volume to me because it just says, yo dog, we ain't gonna break for about 12 years or so. Sometimes things break after the warranty goes out. So you can write up to 80 gigs a day, which is nice. I don't write a lot on my SSD, but if I do have an SSD where everything goes on the SSD, because right now I have my everything separate. Only the operating system and programs are on the SSD for me, and games are on the hard drive, a terabyte hard drive. So there will come a point when I'm going to upgrade to a 512 gigs, or a terabyte. I might just wait. I think I might just wait it out until a terabyte goes into range. Maybe about $300. Shit, that's a long time away. We're looking at like what, 5 years? So a terabyte for like $350, $400. I don't want to go over $400, so I'm gonna pick up a Samsung terabyte, which is like around $700 right now. So I don't think we're that far off from that going to about $400 at some point in the future. So maybe I might just pick up a 512 or 256 gig SSD, because the one I have here is a Vertex 2, which is SATA 2, limited to 3 gigabits per second, and the read write really sucks. It's like 60 megabytes write and like 120 megabytes read, so that's not bad. But the write, and I can pick up a Samsung for like 256 for about what, 180, 256 gig. I don't know what the price of the new one is, but it's 256 and it's about 180, I think. So it's well under $1 per gig, and I'll pick it up because I can get around 400 to 500 megabytes read and write. So that'd be great compared to my 60 write and like 120 read, which is not bad. It's not bad. It definitely is. Any SSD is faster than the hard drive. So I saw it. I was like, okay, let's pick it up. So I picked it up, and yeah, it's in there. It's working fine so far. So yep, I might just upgrade sometime next year to a Samsung SSD, maybe like an 850. So yes, a user by the name of Magsy Pro. Hopefully I'm not pronouncing that wrong. You want to call it Mags Pro or something? But Magsy Pro, he asked, he said that how my GTX, my 570 GTX went bad. I sent it back to EVGA and they sent me a GTX 580. He said, I have a, that's actually awesome. If they sent you a 580, you got a 570, send it back. The reason why they probably sent it back because they sent you a 580 is because they probably didn't have a 570 to send you. So they're like, oh, they sent them a 580. I don't know, you was like, oh my god, it must have been Christmas for you, man. So that's what's up with that. He says, I have a question. Should I get Devil's Canyon or wait for Skylake? And is Broadwell coming or just Skylake? My PC specs is a Core i5 23OC to 3.3 gigahertz, equivalent to a Core i5 2500K, GTX 580 with 12 gigs of RAM, and a Z77 motherboard. Still plays all the games all maxed out. Now, for me personally, I could give a rat's ass about maxing the games out. I care more about my frames per second. That's where I care. If we go to 56, we got a problem. Something is getting upgraded in that rig. I dare not drop the 56 frames a second, below 56 frames a second. I don't care about maxing it out. I could run a medium, too high. Low settings is a big problem. If I have to play on low settings to obtain 60 frames a second, something is getting gone. Something is gone, is getting thrown away, and getting upgraded in that system. So if you want to play everything maxed out and you want 30 frames a second, it's up to you. So should you upgrade or should you wait? I think if you're happy with it, if you're fine with it, there's no need to upgrade. If you can run a 1080p or whatever resolution you're running at right now and it's comfortable for you, you feel no need to actually upgrade, there's no stutter in your games, or you're rendering a video and you're okay with it. If you play video, you make videos or whatnot for personal issues, or you make it for YouTube, you do vlogs or gameplays videos or whatnot, it's fine. You don't need to if you're fine. I mean, you ever heard anybody said, oh my god, it's too fast? You know, no, you never have. So you never will either. So getting a better processor, moving up to a 4770K or 4790K. At this point, if you actually have if you're planning on getting a 4770K, I don't might as well just get a 4790K. It's overall better chip, which is a refresh. Yes, but also to answer your question, Brawlwell is also coming out. So I mean, it's up to you. It is up to you whether or not you if you max out, you say right now you seem not to have a problem. There's no complaints. So if you're maxing all your games out and you're playing 60 frames a second or adjusting the graphical details to play whatever frame you're comfortable with that. Some people are fine with 30 frames a second. So I can't say nothing about that. Some people are fine with 30 and 40 and 48. I used to be fine with like around 40 back in the day. Okay, I can't say back in the day because that was like a couple of years ago. I was fine with it, but then I just like when I upgraded my system enough to actually push 60 frames a second, I can't go back. I just couldn't go back. So then again, when it comes down to it, it all depends on you. Brawlwell will definitely bring maybe about 10% performance improvement. Take it with a grain of salt. I'm not sure. The chip ain't come out yet, but it is a tick. It's not a talk. The talk will be Skylake, and that will be a big improvement. So it's gonna Brawlwell and Skylake are both based on 14 nanometers. So Brawlwell is gonna be a die shrink when it's shrinking down from 22 nanometers to 14 nanometers, which will improve performance a little bit and give you energy savings. So there's that. And Skylake is really going to be focused on performance improvement, which is also still a 14 nanometer process, but it's beefed up. So I would say wait. I mean, next year is right around the corner. It's right there. It's right, unless like a game comes out. Like let's say, for example, Grand Theft Auto. I think at this point, okay, wow, I'm going all over the place here. Excuse me, I'm going over the place here. I think the one thing that might need to upgrade in your system might just be more than your CPU is your graphics card. So like when Grand Theft Auto comes out and you're not comfortable with it, you know, based on your CPU response and what you're getting from your CPU, it should be more than adequate enough to actually run Grand Theft Auto. But then again, it still really depends. I don't know what the game is going to require when Grand Theft Auto 5 comes out. I'm talking about 5. So, you know, the one thing you might want to focus on right now is your graphics cards, upgrading your graphics cards, graphics card. So if you want, get multiple, doesn't matter. So yeah, you know, you can look at, I look at core temp on my phone, which I actually have right now. I know I needed going all over the place. I'm sorry, this is gonna be a really long video. I'm going all over the place here, but I'm fucking excited. Anyway, so I knew I needed a CPU upgrade back when I had the Phenom 2 965 Black Edition, which was a 3.4 gigahertz processor. You know, the Phenom 2 went out of stock 4 months ago, 5-6 months ago, or something like that, maybe 8 months ago. I knew I needed a CPU upgrade because my CPU was bottlenecking my graphics card. So what would happen was when I played the game, this is core temp here, by the way. It'll show all the everything on the utilization of the processor, as you can see right there. It will just go all up to 100% when playing Battlefield 3. And I'm like, oh my god, no CPU, don't do this to me. Even though it was overclocked to 4 gigahertz, it was still it was bottlenecking the GPU, which was a 5770 at the time, which is crazy. But yeah, it would bottleneck the GPU, and I would get about 56 frames a second on average. It's 56, around there, 60 maybe, depending. The more I turn up the graphical details, the more the GPU can handle, the less the CPU couldn't even push out what the graphics card wanted. So everything went up to 100%, and I was like, oh crap, I need an upgrade. So I pick up the 8350. I keep saying 8350. So I picked up the 8320, and that went away, and I got like around 70 frames a second. Battlefield 3 on high, I think, or ultra. I don't remember. I don't remember. It's such a little while ago. So if you're fine with what you have right now, just wait a little bit longer. Brawlwell comes out at the end of the year, and Skylake comes out next year around the same time. So if you can't wait, then I would definitely say get Brawlwell when it comes out. So it's going to be slightly improved over the 4770K or 4790K. and it's gonna be based on the 14 nanometer process. So, but I still want to wait and see what the benchmark is like. It's going to be like, I'm poor, I can't afford it right now. So, and plus I want to wait. Also, what's going to be a deal breaker for me is I'm searching all over the web, and I'm actually, I can't really make up my mind on I can't really find what the process is going to be based on. If it's going to work with DDR3 only or DDR4 only, or if it's going to actually work with both of them, which would be nice, but I can't really find anything. And if it's just DDR4, especially with Skylake, you want to focus on Skylake. If Skylake is just DDR4 only, mama nama, well, we got a big problem, because DDR4 is going to be expensive, and we're looking at $300 plus here for like 16 gigs compared to DDR3, which is around 120 for 16 gigs, maybe even lower. You could probably find it lower at some places. So it really, that's really gonna break me. It's gonna make or break it. So we'll see what happens when the time comes out. If it only supports DDR4, then I'm gonna be sticking. Let me not cry, because it's probably gonna be like, oh my god, he's making fun of AMD. It's probably gonna, I'm gonna have to be stuck with this system for a little while, you know, or unless I'll just say, screw it, let's just get like a 4790K, or just get the Broadwell, which will be probably like around they'll probably call it a 5770K. And just hold off. So yeah, again, to reiterate again, if you're fine with what you have, don't need to upgrade right now. If you've been waiting, then wait for Broadwell. It's coming out. The 4790K just came out, so just wait for Broadwell. Look at the benchmarks, and just get it anyway. It doesn't really matter. So it'll definitely be an improvement over the previous generation. It has to be, either within the core or just the graphics itself. Which is what the 4770K, which is a top processor, was based off of. It was based off of the improvement, the performance improvement when the 4770K was really with the GPU. It got upgraded, got beefier. Core performance maybe got up about 10% or around there. I don't remember what it was, but it was somewhere around there, maybe 10-15%, or right around, maybe a little less. I'm not sure. So, but it was still overall improvement compared to the previous generation. However, compared the 4770K to the 3770K, the 4770K just could not overclock that far. So compared to 3770K. Anyway, I think we've gone on long enough. 13 minutes. We'll have to hold the rest for the next video. So guys, just leave a comment below to what you think. Anything, just type in nipples. Whatever, anything on your mind. If you don't have anything to say, this is fine also. So take care. And I will see you guys in my next video.